I think I'm coming down with a cold. Coming down with a cold? What does it mean? I have an upset stomach. Upset stomach?
What?
Your stomach is sad? Your stomach is not happy? What does it mean? I have a cough or I have cough. Which one is correct? How do you say this in English? Hello everyone, my name is Arash. I am a college professor of English in Canada. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. In this video, I will answer all the questions that I asked and a lot more. Let's get started. All right, in this video, we will be looking at Unit 29 of the book, Oxford Word Skills, the intermediate level. The title of this unit is Illness and Accidents. What does illness mean? A synonym for illness is sickness. You know the adjective sick, right? Sick is an adjective, and a synonym for sick is ill. Sick and ill. Not feeling well. Not feeling well is to be sick or to be ill. For example, I am sick. She is sick. He is sick. But when you add the suffix ness to an adjective like sick or ill, it becomes a noun. So sick, sickness, ill, illness. Illness and sickness are nouns. Can you give me another example? Like happy? Yes, happiness, right? Happiness is a noun. Happy is an adjective. This unit is also 2 pages. On the first page, we have symptoms, 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 symptoms. Something that shows you're sick. So, for example, if I have a cold, what are some symptoms? That's right. Well, I have a fever, right? I have a fever. I have a headache. I have a sore throat. I have a runny nose, right? All these are symptoms. Something that shows you are sick. 3 people are talking here. Let's read it. The chemist asked me about my symptoms. I had a high temperature as well as a cough and a sore throat. Plus, my neck was very painful. The first word we have here is chemist. All right, chemist could be a shop or part of a shop that sells medicine. That is one of the meanings of chemist. The second meaning of a chemist is a person who is trained to prepare medicines or drugs. So chemist can be both a place and a person. I know it's confusing, but keep in mind, it's a British word. What do we say for that in American English? In American English, a shop or a part of a shop that sells drugs or medicines is called a pharmacy. A pharmacy. A pharmacy. And the person who prepares medicines or drugs is called pharmacist. So pharmacy is the shop or part of a shop, and the person who prepares drugs or medicines is called a pharmacist. Pharmacy, place, pharmacist, person. But in British English, chemist is used for both. Now, why did I say pharmacy could be a shop or part of a shop? Because if the shop or the store is only selling medicines, that shop can be called a pharmacy. But if it's also selling beauty products or cosmetics, that will be a drugstore. That'll be a drugstore, not a pharmacy anymore. So can there be a pharmacy in a drugstore? Yes, you can have a pharmacy in a drugstore. So the section or the part of the store that sells medicines, prepares medicines or drugs is called a pharmacy. Let me give you an example in Canada. There's a store here which is called Rexall. Rexall. It's a drugstore. It's a drugstore because it prepares medicines, but it also sells beauty products or cosmetics. So it's a drugstore. But if you go to a clinic like a walk-in clinic. You can see a doctor without an appointment here in Canada. There's usually a pharmacy somewhere. So if the doctor prescribes some medicine, they tell you can get it from the pharmacy. So the chemist asked me about my symptoms. I had a high temperature. Now, okay, listen. If someone says I have a temperature in English, first of all, it's more informal. And it means that my temperature is higher than normal. But it does not necessarily mean that the person has a fever, okay? But if someone says I have a high temperature, it could mean that they have a fever. So I have a high temperature, I have a fever. Pay attention. We use the article a here for both cases. I have a fever. I have a fever. I have a high temperature. As well as means in addition or also. As well as or in addition also or plus. They all mean the same. In addition, as well as, also, plus. As well as a cough. This is a cough. But how do I say it in English? Which one is correct to say? I have a cough, like the article a, or I have cough? Well, yes, I should say I have a cough. I have a cough. And a sore throat. I have a sore throat. It's painful. So for which symptoms do I need to use the article a? I can tell you some. For example, I have a headache. I have a sore throat. I have a fever. I have a runny nose. I have a cough. I have a nosebleed. And which symptoms do not use the article a? I have nausea. I feel like I want to throw up. I have chills. It's a kind of illness which causes a slight fever, headache, and shivering. That is chills. I have chills. Okay, let's stop here. I'm going to read the spotlight, which is about sore. Very important. Pay attention. So, if a part of your body is sore, if a part of your body, any part of your body is sore, it hurts. What does it mean it hurts? It feels pain. I feel pain. It means it hurts. So if I say my hand hurts, it means I have pain in my hand. My hand hurts. So if a part of your body is sore, it hurts, especially because of infection or too much exercise. So it's not just illness or infection in this case. It can also be too much exercise. If you do too much exercise, it could make you have a sore muscle or a sore body part. Now, when I say I have a sore throat, it hurts. I feel pain here. This is more about infection. What is an infection? An infection is a disease that affects a part of your body and is usually caused by a virus or bacteria. That's infection. Next example. My feet are sore after walking all day. So here, my feet, right, are sore. Here, it's not because of any kind of disease or illness or sickness. It's because I have been walking a lot. That's why it hurts. I feel pain in my feet. I have sore feet. Now listen to the next part. If something is painful, it hurts or it gives you pain. So it hurts. So you can say it hurts. For example, my feet hurt. Or you can say my feet are painful. Same thing, right? Same thing. My feet are sore. Example for painful. My back was painful. Or my back hurt. What is the past of hurt? Hurt. My back hurt. Or my back was painful. It was a painful injury. It was a painful injury. So let's go back. As well as a cough and a sore throat plus. So I told you plus means in addition, it means as well as, also plus my neck was very painful. So let's move on to the next person. I ate some fish which didn't taste good and it gave me an upset stomach. Upset stomach. I know upset means like unhappy, sad, but here it has a completely different meaning. Let me read the definition for you. An upset stomach is an illness in the stomach. That makes you sick or needing to go to the toilet very often. That is an upset stomach. Now, what does it mean? It makes you sick. If someone is feeling sick, it means they want to throw up. They feel like they want to throw up, but they may not throw up, okay, or vomit. So if I say I feel sick, it means like I feel like I want to vomit or throw up. So the fish gave me an upset stomach. The last one here, I went to see my doctor for a checkup because I felt extremely tired and lacked energy. At times, I felt confused, and my husband thought I looked very pale too. Okay, I went to see my doctor for a checkup. I think we have this in almost every language. A checkup is a general examination by a doctor to see if you are healthy. That's a checkup. A general examination. So the doctor will look at your body parts very closely. That's an examination to see if there is a problem or not. Because I felt extremely tired, extremely, we talked about it before, very tired and lacked energy. So just please listen carefully. ED here sounds like lacked energy. But what does lack mean? If you lack something, you don't have enough of it. If you don't have enough of something, you lack that. So I lacked energy means I didn't have enough energy. Next one, at times. At times means sometimes. At times means sometimes. You can say sometimes or you can say at times. But be careful, it does not mean often. Okay, so sometimes, often is happens more than sometimes. If you say I often do something, you do it more than when you say I sometimes do it. I felt confused. What is the meaning of confused? We had it before, but not to be able to think clearly. So if you can't think clearly, it means you are confused. For example, if the teacher explains something and you don't understand, because you can't really think very clearly about that, you are confused, right? And then you ask the teacher to explain again. And my husband thought I looked very pale too. So what is the meaning of pale? Pale. This is pale, with not much color in your face, like all white. Perhaps because you are ill. All right, that was the first page. Let's move on to the second page, which is about injuries and emergencies. Injuries and emergencies. What is an injury? An injury is a wound. This is a wound or damage to part of your body caused by an accident or attack. That is an injury. So if someone has a car accident, they may have some injuries, damage to their body parts. Injury is the noun. The verb is injure, which means to hurt yourself or somebody else, not just yourself, but somebody else, especially in an accident. It's usually used in the passive form. So for example, I was injured in a car accident. On this page, we have a couple of questions, very interesting. So you can listen to the questions and try to answer them for yourself. The first question, have you ever injured a muscle by doing too much exercise? Have you ever injured a muscle by doing too much exercise? exercise. Have you ever injured? What type of tense is this? It's present perfect. So present perfect, how do we make it? By using have or has and the past participle form of a verb. I have injured. Have you injured? Have you ever injured? So I am using have, and then the past participle form of injure is injured. That's actually the third form of a verb. Injured. Have you ever injured? Present perfect can be used for different reasons. And one of the most important ones is to talk about your experiences in life. So when it says, have you ever injured? It's asking about your experiences in the past, like things that happened to you in the past, you experienced in the past. Of course, I have explained the present perfect tense in more detail in my grammar course. And if you would like to have my grammar course, you can send me a DM on Instagram. What is a muscle? You can see muscles in the picture. These are muscles. So the question is, have you ever injured a muscle by doing too much exercise? Because you exercise too much, too much makes it something negative. If you say too much, it's negative. I ate too much, it's negative. More than enough, which was bad. So doing too much exercise means more than you should. Have you ever caused any damage to your muscles because you exercise too much? Question number 2. Have you ever suffered from a serious burn? Have you ever suffered from a serious burn? What is suffer from? Okay, suffer is a verb and from is the preposition we use with suffer. It means to feel pain, sadness, or another bad feeling. So suffer from can be used with physical injuries or mental illnesses too. Here we have you ever suffered from a serious burn? What is a burn? You can see it in the picture. That's a burn. A burn. Suffer from a serious burn. To feel pain because of the burn. So you can answer the question. Have you ever suffered from a serious burn? Another example for suffer from. He suffers from depression. Depression. You know that depression is a mental illness. So you can see that I can use suffer from with mental illnesses too. Next question. Have you ever tripped over and broken a bone? I know it's kind of strange, right? It's kind of weird when you hear trip in this way, because trip, go on a trip, like travel, but here trip is used as a verb. In the picture, you can see what happens when you trip over, and it's mostly used with the preposition over. Trip over. It means to hit something with your foot by accident so that you fall or almost fall. Maybe you don't fall, almost fall. So in the picture, you can see that the person, this man, is hitting the rock with his foot by accident and he falls. That's trip over. Let me give you another example. So for example, Mark tripped over a cable and broke his foot. Tripped over a cable. He hit the cable with his foot by accident and fell and broke his foot. So when you trip over, you hit something with your foot. There is another word which is a synonym, and it's a stumble. Stumble. Stumble is a synonym for trip. However, there is a difference. When you stumble, you don't hit anything necessarily. You lose your balance yourself because, for example, you put your foot down in a bad way, awkwardly, and this could happen. So trip over, you hit something with your foot, but stumble, you just lose your balance and you fall or you almost fall. Almost fall means you're this close to falling, but you don't fall. Almost fall. An example for stumble. She stumbled and spilled the milk. So you see in this example, she's not hitting anything with her foot, but she falls or almost falls. Back to the question. Have you ever tripped over and broken a bone? Yes or no? Let me add something here. In English, if you have a broken bone, you say, I broke it. So I broke my hand, I broke my leg, I broke my foot. I know that in some other languages, people may say my hand broke or my leg broke, but in English, you say, I broke it. I broke my hand. I broke my leg. Next question. Have you ever been bitten by a dog or cat? What is bitten or bitten? What is that? It is the past participle form of bite. So bite is the present tense. Then the past tense is bit. So bite with an E at the end. Bit is the past tense. And the past participle form is bitten. Bitten, because it's American English, we pronounce it like flap D, right? Bitten, bitten, I was bitten, I was bitten. You can see that in the picture. That is to be bitten by a dog. So in the present tense, I can say the dog bites me, present tense. Past tense, the dog bit me. And in the present perfect tense, the dog has bitten me. So have you ever been bitten by a dog or a cat? Yes or no? Next question. Have you ever accidentally eaten something poisonous? All right, so the first word here is accidentally. Accidentally. Accidentally means in a way that was not planned or intended. Not planned. A synonym for that could be by accident. By accident. For example, I hit him by accident. Accidentally. Have you ever accidentally eaten? So the past participle form for eat is eaten. Something eat, ate, eaten. Something poisonous. What is poisonous? Poisonous means something poisonous will make you very ill or kill you if you eat or drink it. So poisonous is an adjective. The noun for it is poison. Poison, poisonous. For example, some snakes are poisonous. Snakes are poisonous. Back to the question. Have you ever accidentally eaten something poisonous? Next question. Have you ever had a bad reaction to milk or cheese? What is to have a reaction to something? If you have a reaction to something you have eaten or drunk, it makes you ill. Some people have a bad reaction to milk or cheese. If they eat cheese or drink milk, they get very ill, very sick. So, have you ever had a bad reaction to milk or cheese? Final question. Have you ever had bleeding from your nose or ear? What is bleeding? Losing blood from your body. That's bleeding. If you're losing blood from your body, that is bleeding. Have you ever had bleeding from your nose or ear? Another word you can learn here is nosebleed. You know, it's when blood comes out of your nose. For example, I had a nosebleed this morning. Back to the question. Have you ever had bleeding from your nose or ear? Yes or no? All right, everybody, that was it. And now it's, yes, quiz time. I hope you're ready for a quiz. 5 questions. Question number 1. I blank energy early in the morning. I didn't have. What should I say here? Yes, I lacked energy. I lacked energy. I didn't have enough energy. Question number 2. I think I have a throat. Which one is correct? Yes, a sore throat. I have a sore throat. Question number 3. Julia had a very bad blank to the medicine the doctor prescribed. Which one is correct? Yes, she had a bad reaction to the medicine. Question number 4. The boy was blank from an upset stomach. Which one is correct? Yes, suffering, right? He was suffering from. He was feeling pain. Question number 5. I blank over a small rock in the street and hurt my knees. Which one is correct? Yes, I tripped over a small rock. Well done, everyone. That was it. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit the like button. And let me know in the comments what you think about the videos. It's really important for me to know your opinions, your ideas. See you soon.